morning, everyone. Happy Indigenous Women Day, because today is Indigenous Women Day. That's why you can see most of the Indigenous women are wearing red, and even the Indigenous men are supporting us. So that's one thing. I think Indigenous people's knowledge, we have to understand, come from thousands and thousands and thousands of years. As science is less than 1,000 years. Technology, maybe some hundreds of years. So Indigenous people's knowledge across all the 7 socio-cultural regions are the one who sustain the livelihood, and life way of the Indigenous communities around the world. And that's also what helped us to protect about the 80% of the world's biodiversity around the various ecosystems. As my sister said here earlier, we Indigenous peoples, we have one language. How we are caring about the nature, how we are protecting the nature. Even we do not speak the same language as the mother tongue, but we have the same wisdom that are left from our ancestors. That is the most important gift that we are bringing to the world. And the world must recognize this gift. We are not asking for the compensation of it, because none can be recompensed those knowledge of centuries that are protecting all the humanities. We are not asking for payment and then we can become rich because we do have those knowledge. All what we are asking is simple. Recognize and respect the right of Indigenous peoples. Recognize and respect the land, territories, and resources of Indigenous peoples. Give space to the Indigenous peoples to be sitting in the tables where we are taking the decision that concerning the humanities, because we are the guardians of those humanities. Science is very important. We do recognize that. But science must recognize the knowledge of Indigenous peoples as also importance. Let me tell you a small anecdote. We were having the meeting with the IPCC peoples. And then I give the examples. Exactly, I said, like my grandmother is the best application ever that I do have. They're like, wow. I'm like, yes. Maybe in the Western knowledge, you can use a cell phone just to tap in your weather forecast. If it's going to rain, to get your umbrella. It's going to be cold, you have your coat. Or it's going to be sunny, to wear your sunglasses. But in our culture, my grandmother can look at just the bird migrations, the cloud positions. She can observe her own cattle, and she can say exactly it's going to rain in the next couple of hours. Or she can say exactly the next year going to be a good rainy season. So those knowledge are so crucial. And then what they respond to me, they say like, wow, this is very important because science knowledge cannot give exact knowledge. But next time that you go to your community, maybe it will be good to go with one science person to verify, confirm those knowledges. So look at just the surprise that I do have. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You went to the school maybe for 20 years to get your PhDs. My grandmother was born on those knowledge. She get it from her own grandmother. So it is hundreds and thousands of years of knowledge. Who are you just to confirm the knowledge of my grandmother because she do not speak French, English, Arabic, or the main language that you are using? So those are the lessons we must have. Share between the science, traditional knowledge. No one can confirm the knowledge of thousands of years. We have just to accept it because our knowledge helps us to survive, to adapt for so long. So the science knowledge, yes, they are important, giving us data, but they can be more powerful if they respect and recognize the Indigenous people's knowledge and wisdom. So here is my message for all of you. You will be hearing from a fantastic Indigenous leaders here. But please walk away with one thing. Indigenous peoples are not a victim. We are a solutions. Indigenous peoples have their own science that might be respected and recognized as the science of the future the science of the present that can help not only one community, but the entire communities of the world. Indigenous peoples do not choose ecosystem, let us protect forests or glaciers or ocean. Indigenous peoples protect all the ecosystem as one because we know that they are all interconnected. So here are the wisdom I wanted to leave you with, and please consider that into the policy that you are going to implement. Don't choose. Take all of them. Use the indigenous people's knowledge as a value and put indigenous peoples in the tables to help take the right decisions for the interest of all the humanity. And thank you so much.